as you can see here, we have a Victory Vegas 2011, and we're going to do a quick review on it. I don't know how it's going to work with the loud exhaust. It's got Bassani Pro Streets on it. Got some custom side covers. I don't know why my dad likes that, but it has a chameleon paint job, so the color will change depending on where you look at it. You know, it's got the stock 106, nothing really done to it besides the Lloyds timing wheel, but I'll put the specs in the description. That way you can kind of see what this bike has. It's not stock, but it's definitely not maxed out performance wise. Hopefully the exhaust doesn't overcome the mic, that way I can actually talk a little bit. But these bikes are they're good bikes. They handle really well. They're really well balanced. They got tons of performance. Some things that I like about the bike is the seating posture is pretty comfortable. Compared to what I ride every day, the FZ8, this is a lot different. But I'm kind of used to this because I used to have a Victory Kingpin. But I like the seating posture. It does have a custom seat on it, a fat ass seat. A guy here in Ozark, Missouri makes custom seats for Victories and other motorcycles. So if you guys are interested in something like that, just get in contact with me, and then I can get you contacted with the right person. Hopefully the rain doesn't overcome, that way I can get some information out here. But the Pro Streets are a sweet exhaust, man. Some pros and cons. We can start out with some pros. It's got plenty of torque and horsepower everywhere. You know, it doesn't matter what RPMs you're at, it'll pull. The braking power is good. Front brakes, you know, I always use front brake before I use anything else. So they have a ton of braking power. Just these models don't have the ABS brakes on them, so they will slide if you lock up the rear brakes. Other than that, the gauge cluster is nice. It has a gear indicator over here on the left hand side, and then you have your mileage over there on the right, and you'll have a little time there as well. I don't trust these tar snakes right here, you cock suckers. The gear indicator's nice, but the mileage, you can switch. There's a button right behind the high beam, low beam hazards right here that you can switch. So there's your range, range 2, your RPMs. It's got a digital RPM, you know, gauge, which is nice. I like the mechanical one just because I think it reads a lot better, because whenever you're drag racing or something, it's always nice to have something mechanical. That way it doesn't skip, you know. You can get a true reading on it. I'll put it back on it'll tell you your miles per gallon at the speed that you're going. Go back here to just stick it on the miles. This bike has 23,000 miles on it, and all we've done is oil changes. And that's what sells some of these bikes, or sells Victories the most, is the performance, and then also the maintenance. The maintenance is so little, it's ridiculous. You have one filter and 4.5 quarts of oil. Oh, there's some deer. 4.5 quarts of oil. Sorry about that. Scared the shit out of me. On the older bikes, I think the 92-inch motors in the Victories, you'll have 6 quarts of oil, and then any of the new ones, you'll just change 4.5 quarts of oil, and that goes through the transmission, the motor, everything. These are oil air-cooled motors, so you don't got to mess with any coolant or any of that shit. It's one fluid you change. On these particular bikes, 2011 with the new transmission in it, every 5,000 miles. Anything previously to 2011, I would recommend changing it every 3. it's just better safe than sorry. I always change mine at 3,000 no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of upgrades you can do to these bikes. Since they've been out for around 10 years now, a lot of the aftermarket people are actually making some custom parts for it, like performance stuff. Shoot, you can supercharge these things now. Lloyds make a supercharging kit, which gives you a ton of power, man. It is absolutely ridiculous how much power can be made on one of these motors. The handling's great. I mean, you can lean it both ways. It's honestly comparable to any of the sport bikes. The lean angle on it is, at least. It's pretty ridiculous. The way they put the weight really low in the bike keeps the center of gravity, you know, low, of course. It makes the lean angle really, really nice. That way the bike just wants to pick up as soon as you lean it over. See, I can scrape peg on every corner, and it's very nice. It handles very well. You have any of your standard, you know, turn signals, on and off switch, hazards, high beam, low beam. The only addition would be the gauge button, which is behind here. Other than that, you don't really have to mess with anything. You have a 4.5 gallon tank, I believe. You should be able to get close to 200 miles on a single tank, depending on how hard you're getting on it. But you can get on it. You know, it's not going to be as fast as most of the high-end leader bikes, and that's the only thing I really have to compare it to at the moment, because with the FZ8. But it has plenty of power, man. You'll get off this thing smiling from ear to ear every time you get on it. It feels like an old hot rod, you know, especially with the pipes that you have on it. You know, I can kind of know how that feels, you know, and why people want to. It's just like good feeling, you know, when you're getting on it, you know, when the power is getting put to that rear wheel. So it's a pretty awesome feeling. Like I said earlier in the walk around, this bike is not stock. What I can tell you that's in it is a Lloyds timing wheel. It's got Bassani Pro Streets. It does have a download, and then it also has a fuel controller on it, so you can adjust the fuel if you want it, if it's running ridge, stuff like that. That way you can get the best performance possible. I'll post the specs to the engine, the stock engine and everything, in the description from Victory, so that way you can check it out and kind of look at it. I'm not sure of the compression, you know, ratios and stuff like that, so all that will be in the description. You can check it out if that's what you want. It'll be down there for you. My personal opinion, if I would pick, you know, one of these Victories up, would be, yeah, hell yeah, these bikes are awesome. They handle really well, they got tons of power, and they sound cool. Lower maintenance than a Harley, yeah, you get way more power with a lower price. You can pick up a stock Vegas 106 for around $12,900 for a brand new one, but there's tons of used ones out there that have low miles on them that are great bikes. These bikes are damn near indestructible. You know, it's just a low-cost, high-performance motorcycle. You don't really got to do anything but just ride the shit out of the thing. It's awesome. You can't ask for anything better than that. They do have self-canceling turn signals on them as well, which is a nice feature, because I don't know how many times you put the turn signals on and you forget to turn them off for a couple miles down the road and you look like a complete idiot. So that is a nice feature as well. And then also it does have a gas gauge indicator, so if you go below, say if you're getting close to a gallon left in your tank, the thing will come on. You got your turn signals and then your gas gauge right there, and that'll come on whenever you have about a gallon left. So that's nice. These are Arlen Ness fly bars. I like them a lot. They come back to you and they're very comfortable. They stretch your arms out a little bit but they're comfortable enough where you don't have to worry about anything. We can sum up the review, you know. Great bike, really good handling, awesome performance, low maintenance. I mean, what could you ask? What more could you ask for? You know, you can't beat, you know, $12,000 for a brand new motorcycle. With this low maintenance, with this much power and performance behind the machine, it's just an awesome feel, and it's like no other. You know, if you're a Harley fan, you're a Harley fan. But I suggest trying out a Victory at least once. At least go ride one. You know, you don't even have to. You don't have to like it, even if you like it. Don't tell them. Just go ride the thing and get it feel for yourself. It's a great bike. Handles really well. Awesome price point. You just can't beat it. What's better than that, man? Oh. If you guys like these riding reviews, I'll try to find more bikes that I can ride. You know, to get a personal opinion on one motorcycle. I know a lot of reviews get into the technicals and stuff like that, but you never get their real personal opinion. I don't like to go in depth on all the performance stuff because, you know, you either like the bike or you don't, no matter how much performance is there. You could tell me this bike had 160 horsepower, but until I know somebody's rode it and really likes it, I'm not buying the bike. And of course, you're going to want to ride it yourself before you actually make your own decision. So, you know, check out the reviews. If you like them, leave a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And subscribe. I'll do, you know, riding reviews whenever I can get my hands on some motorcycles. Maybe I'll try to reach out and see if I can contact some of the local dealerships around, and my personal dealership. I'll try to ride as many of the bikes as I can. That way you can get a feel. I know we have Zero motorcycles and stuff like that I could probably take out and, you know, put my personal opinion on it, see if I like it. But I appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. And this has been your boy Aaron. Peace.